Alright, so we've got a match here for Great Britain men versus Italy in the men's elite division. GB off to a rather slow start, and now we have their advantage puck, which is met straight by the Italian group in the centre of the pool. Just 90 seconds gone so far in the match as GB attempt to advance down the pool. Italy have had their moments and are quite strong in the defensive areas, but struggling to get down the pool and create some goals. GB now with a swim as the player tries to turn. Ali Monteith now getting onto the back wall, trying to flick into the central area. Italians trying to just gather the puck and clear, but GB having the body presence on the bottom, and Matthew Oliver with the flick on the goal. It's not gone in just yet, and it's been cleared now by the Italians. The Italians going into the corner first and then trying to go down the back wall as a safer option. So it's slower for GB to bring it off the wall. Matthew Oliver tries to battle once again, and Italy try and put men between the lines and get the play down. Italy now on the wall. Graham Fletcher calmly waiting, slowly turns off and initiates a backline switch. Backline switch coming round, drive towards the centre of the goal, the flick forward to the midline, stopped by Italy and trying to take it to the far side. Defensive switch is stopped by Great Britain, the flick on the goal knocked down, but it seems the follow-up might have gone in. No, we've got a stick foul against Great Britain, so they're going to get pushed back 3 metres, and it's going to be an advantage puck to Italy on their 5 metre line. Italy breaking out with the puck. Ali Monteith stops the move on the wall. Tom Pitchforth waits behind him. The Italian gets by Tom, but Ali Monteith makes up, and Joe Moss picks up the puck and begins a swim down the barrier side. As the play goes all the way across to the far side of the pool. GB still on the attack, making good progress. Midline's all down. GB's forward now arriving on scene, but a stoppage in the play now. Illegal advancement of the puck by Great Britain, and Italy will have another advantage puck on their 5 metre line. GB bringing it over to the near side corner. There's Harry Thompson. Tom Pitchforth. Tom Pitchforth's flick's knocked down, but still with Great Britain in possession. Drive towards the goal. Looks like this is going to be the first goal of the game for Great Britain. And it is. I think James Finnemore with another goal. I think top goal scorer for the team so far this tournament, James Finnemore. Could be wrong, but he's scored when it matters. And after a little bit of a spin around, they're off straight down the central channel. GB making a move towards the barrier side corner. A flick towards the goal by Carol Guyber, and it's just fallen short. Underbody slide. Just doesn't quite reach it to the goal there by Matthew Oliver. Sorry, not Matthew, it's Harry Thompson with that slide. Matthew Oliver was on the puck. Ali Monteith now trying to make his way down the back wall. Italy trying to dangerous swim across their own goal. Pinned on the goal by GB, and this one's going to be turned in for a relatively easy score for Great Britain. Number 10 there, Tom Pitchforth, getting the goal, and the other players that we've got sat out is James Simpson and Henry Ings-Simmons, number 3 and 4, respectively. underway once again. GB seem to be winning the strikes fairly routinely at the moment throughout this game. We've had nearly 7 minutes worth of play. Progress down the far side wall though now at the moment for Italy. Going in front of a table, and they have been capable of scoring. They scored in their last game. But now there's some space for this swim by Harry Thompson, coming right in front of the camera. Getting past the halfway, trying to initiate a front line switch. That was a nice little move to relieve pressure there by Harry, but judging that I think it was Matthew Willis there who ended up having the puck released to him, said he was knocked down illegally. So Italy will begin again. Italy making some good progress on the wall. There's Kyle Guyver trying to battle his way down. And then the swim across into the centre of the pool, now laid off for a direct swim down the channel. Straight through and a nice drive towards the goal. Looks like a last desperation stop from Italy, but it seems like it's gone in after all. And it is a goal. Goal being awarded to number 9, James Christian, and the Italian coach is going to take his timeout. Legal use of the free arm there. Pushing GB back, so Italy are going to have a chance to break into the GB half. Going down in a fairly standard formation, the centre taking the puck, 2 forwards and 2 wingers outside. The direct route met by GB, and they take the puck out wide. Looks like we're going to have a stoppage here, and I'd say it's against Great Britain. Yes, a stick foul. Push GB back that little bit more, another 3 metres. And we'll see if Italy can continue to build with this. And here go Italy now to flick through, trying to find the forwards. It's the left wing who has it. Left wing lays it off to his centre back. And you see Norm pointing to try and tell the player on the puck, which I think it was Harry Thompson there with the swim. Norm trying to tell him exactly where the goal is. And now the swim and the flick. And this looks like it's going to be the 4th goal. And yes, it is another goal to GB to lead the score. Great Britain 4, Italy 0, and it's number 9, James Christian, once again, with that goal. I'm sure he'll be thanking Norm, Harry Thompson, or whoever started that swim to help remind him where the goal was. That's always important. And straight off the strike, GB have scored. Routine work there by GB, as it looks like that was Matthew Willis, the captain, number 7. GB trying their best to share the goals around. 3 minutes and 45 left in the half. Great Britain leading by a score of 5-0. Trying to flat flick through as James Christian wins the strike. Illegal advancement, it seems, by James Christian, and he will get moved back to defend. Play still on the far side of the pool. Now a chance again for GB to break and use their speed, but the Italian centre-back got it. But now there's still chances. Matthew Oliver brings the puck down the near side, gets the flick through. This could be Carol Geiber with his goal. Goal awarded. No, Matthew Willis again. Bernie looks like a happy man. And here we go again. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Great Britain leading by a score of 6-0. As Harry Thompson now brings it over to the near side wall. Stopped and met now. Tom Pitchworth initiates a switch going from his right centre-back position to the left winger. Moving nicely down the pool, GB bringing it back into the centre. Down the back wall, and I think this is going to be an infringement as opposed to a goal, as he signals he was playing an advantage. Chief referee there, and the stick foul going, I think, against... Oh, it's going against Italy. Now that surprises me. GB set up to take the advantage puck. If you didn't see the game earlier, the last advantage puck of the game for GB was what gave them the win. Moving back out as the coaches watch on and play moves. Italy trying to break its speed, getting quite far down the pool. But there was an illegal advancement up the wall by that Italian player when the pressure was put on. So it's going to be an advantage puck to Great Britain. GB with their advantage puck coming over to the cameras. They are considerate, those GB boys. Flick through, goes under the arm. Through on goal, but then the Italian centre-back doing a routine job of taking the puck out wide and trying to then release his forward through the middle. GB try another switch. Plays to the outside, turns back inside, trying to stay within that central channel to where the goal is. Puck comes back across and on the line. GB players are there to put it in. That'll be 7-0 GB. Thank you very much. Number 8 this time with the goal. Joe Moss with his first goal of the game. And that brings us to half-time in this one. Great Britain 7, Italy 0 in this great international men's round-robin game. Here we go for the second half. 15 minutes left of this game today, which already seems like it's been put to bed by GB, leading with a score of 7-0. Still time for GB to play around with formations before we get to the serious end of the competition. And another goal for GB. Obviously making the most of that man-up advantage. Looks like James Christian's got his third goal of the game, number 9 with the goal. Joe Moss trying to lead off through the middle. Other results so far this afternoon in the men's division, we've just had Spain versus Turkey, and that game's ended in a draw, so it's putting a lot of pressure on GB to really get something out of this final group game with Turkey that they have tomorrow morning, as if they're unable to make the most out of that game, it's looking like they're going to finish in an overall position of 4th, as they have 2 wins, 1 draw and a loss. And other teams in division have uh, 3 wins and a draw. Although France, Turkey slowing up actually, because they'll only have 2 wins and 2 draws. So still a chance that Great Britain can finish above Turkey, and that would mean they would avoid them in the next round of the competition. GB trying the best to keep this pressure on the goal, try and not let up with a foul, and a little underbody flick there makes it 9. Graham Fletcher getting the goal there. Coming up from the back to push that one in. Got a fair few different goal scorers, but not everybody so far. There you see Norm watching on. Italy tried to turn the way through, but pressured out to the far side wall. Play moving down the far side wall. There you go, there's the GB coaches. He's now cut back in time to make sure that we get it as GB have this swim. The turn, the flick forward, the pick up, the layoff. Flick forward by Mr. Finnemore. Trying to lay it off to Tom Pitchforth. And the move just came undone a little bit. Play going to the far side of the goal, and Italy defend well and take it out to the far side corner. Play back into the middle for GB, picked up there, that's Tom Pitchforth flick. Ooh, difficult angle to judge, but he knocks it down. James Finnemore trying to go over the top, but it's Italy now who try and come down the barrier side. Italy making good progress down the barrier, but it's going to come to a stop here. As they say, the puck was legally knocked down as they controlled it, and a little bit of disappointment there for Italy after some good progress made on the wall. Nice little group of players. We've got two from the one from the under-19s, one from the under-24s, and two of the GB Masters players now watching online. Play over onto the far side. GB with the drive off their advantage puck, come a long way down the pool. Italy trying to break back out. Being pinned in there by Matthew Oliver. Matthew Oliver staying down. Flick played forward. Looks like there's been a good swim and strong arm to put that into the goal. And goal is awarded. Goal awarded to number 9 again. James Christian, I believe. And confirmation of that. So just the one game for the GB Men's Elite tomorrow. That'll be them playing against Turkish Elite. And it's going to be interesting, that one. Meeting all the time. They met in the final of the European Championships 2 years ago in Ege, and they met last year in the bronze medal match in Quebec City, where GB were the losers on both occasions in those games, unfortunately. But always at the front of Bernie Tarling's mind, the matches against Turkey. Trying to move the puck down, an inside flick. That's gone in. And that'll be James Finnemore with the goal. Trying to keep in touch with James Christian as they lead the scoring for their team, and the score goes up to 11 goals for Great Britain, 0 for Italy. It's a bit of a cheat when you say, "Come on, James," or "Go, James," or "Well done, James," on the chat, because there's 3 of them, you know. One of them's not even playing. Play down through the central channel for GB. Taken wide by Italy, but the stoppage coming. Legally advancing the puck. And it's going to be against Great Britain, so they'll get backed up, and we'll have an advantage puck for Italy. Down we go. Italy moving the puck from right to left via the centre. Play on the far side wall as the Italian coach comes into picture. Continuing, flick out to the left side. The turn from James Christian finds the support, but the stop made for illegal advancement of the puck, and GB getting pinned back. It's alright them doing that in this match, but they need to work on these infringements so close to goal when they're so dominant. They shouldn't be able to make so many silly little mistakes, because it could cost them in the games where one goal might be the only thing between winning and losing, as Italy come down the barrier side wall. Puck taken off the middle and flicked wide to Harry Thompson, moved out of the centre and playing in a more of a wing position this time. Play making its way to the far corner. Signal being given by the referee for a foul. Thanks, Nicole, I'll bear that in mind. I just think it's a bit of a cop-out. But lots of support for Team James in the water. And on the side. As I said before, James Simpson and Henry Simmons not playing in this game, not amongst the goals going on. swimming it round from right to left, stopping in the central channel, going back through the central channel itself. Play taken out to the wide areas, and the lone forward from the 1-3-2 formation surfaces, coming down now, trying to just put the final touch to get it in the corner of the goal. And looks like they've done it. Goal for Great Britain. And the Italian coach signalling that he would like to take his time out. So we're going to have a short break here. Waiting for confirmation of the goal scorer. Goal for number 1. But there was no number 1 in the water, so maybe that was number 11, Ali Monteith. Let's give it him in trust. Coming out onto the pool for our next match is France, who will be playing Portugal in the men's elite division. And then that's going to be followed by the Great Britain women's team taking on Turkey? No, that's the final game of the day. So it's then going to be Spain versus France in the women's elite division, followed by Great Britain and Turkey for the last game of the day. Referees just discussing what fouls have been made throughout the game and how best to deal with them, as there's not been many people using the sin bin, but I'm guessing Great Britain have taken advantage of all infringements that Italy have thrown at them. Here we go then for the last 4 minutes of the game. GB win the strike, trying to flick it straight through the middle. A bit of battling going on in there, and some play going through the centre. All of the time GB not let the puck go out wide, staying just rolling through as the puck comes to the striker, and that should just be an easy tap in. And it's been signalled as no goal, so that one won't count for James Christian. Legal use of the glove for the put-in. Nice to see Hamish D putting on a comment. He's going to be part of the Navision broadcasting team when the World Championships go to Sheffield in a couple of weeks' time, along with myself in a team of 4 other volunteers. Hopefully, oh, and then another goal, and I'll come back to more of the Navision team in just a moment. Goal award, and it's number 9, James Christian, goes back ahead in the goal race. So yes, hopefully all the final details just being put into place and just trying to figure out exactly what equipment we will have for Sheffield, but we hope to have 2 courts with full tracking cameras, as was in the World Championships in Quebec, underneath the barriers, so you shouldn't have to see any of the substitutes' feet getting in the way of the footage. See-through-ish barriers all the way down the camera side, and hopefully we're going to have a couple of cameras mounted into the roof, so we get an overhead shot, so that if the puck goes onto the far wall and there's not the best visibility, we can see and look at all the shapes as people move through the water. However, now Italy having a good little rolling drive down this barrier side wall, just not enough players to try and get past Tom Pitchforth there. But with a stop, I could imagine this being for an illegal knockdown and advantage to Italy, but it's obstruction against Great Britain, and Italy with a real chance here to try and get a goal and break the duck egg that they have on the scoreboard at the moment. The Italians get up and they take the puck slowly, and it's well met by the GB forward, who had all day to get there. GB push it out into the far side corner. Going to try and cycle it through the Italian. Back to Italy, pushing it back into the wall, and still they try to deal with it a bit more as Tom Pitchforth seems to be bringing it out. His opposite number 10 for Italy, forces it back in. So it's a nice spell of time that Italy have got in GB territory. It's the deepest they've been in the GB territory for sure, as Harry Thompson comes on the left wing and tries to go through Carol Geiber there. Just swims into the legs of one of the Italians. And there's James Finnemore with a flick and chase. Still going, and the final tap in. It's met by James Finnemore again, so that should tie things up in the race. Apologies for the controller for the camera just disconnected. Yes, Nicole, the footage for the World should be better for extra meter at Sheffield, and it's partly because of the way they treat the water out here in Castellon for the way that if you watch how the players kick, the oxygen bubbles stay in. It's to do with a different makeup of the water. So now you can see all the cloud from all the waters, which normally disappears a lot faster in normally treated pools with the GB mix. So that just creates more of a haze, and when it goes to the far side, that's also to do with the way that the sun goes in and hits the water. And there we have it. Time. Great Britain Elite Men 4, Italy Elite Men 0. And that does us for the Elite Men today. The Elite Women will be in action in the last game of the day. They've been here supporting the GB men for this game, and I'm sure the GB boys will be back to watch them as they take on Turkey, who they beat fairly comfortably, about 8-0 the other day, and hopefully they can do that to keep their chances of coming first in that group. To do that, they'll need to beat France in the first game tomorrow morning. That game at 9 o'clock here in Castellon, so 8 o'clock for everybody back home, if you're going to be up nice and early or making your way to work. And at the moment, I think France slightly ahead in the matches, but that might just be down to the fact that Great Britain have conceded a goal against Turkey. So, if any of you are coming back for the Elite Women's game, see you then. If not, see you all tomorrow.